The Fide Candidates 2069. The end of an era, but the beginning of another. New year, new chess superstars. Fluttering Pineapple 713. GM Quackers. Electric Wolverine. They battle again once more for a chance to take down the world champion, Cagnus Marlson. In a 6-part Levy Rosman style recap, I will take you through and analyze each of the games played in the Fide Candidates 2069. For the aspiring players out there, I hope you learn from these games and strive to be the best in the world. Let the games begin. Welcome everybody to the first game of the Fide Candidates. We got Fluttering Pineapple 713, rated 2069, playing with the white pieces, and we got GM Quackers playing with the black pieces. Let's get started. First move, E4 by Fluttering Pineapple. Most popular opening. GM Quackers responds with the Sicilian defense. Fluttering Pineapple actually plays a surprising line in the Smith-Mora gambit. Now black takes the gambit. Queen takes D4. Knight C6. And now we start getting out of the opening. Pawn E5. It's completely even on Stockfish. Now we get Knight C3. D6, Knight F3. And then black plays a terrible blunder. GM Quackers, this is a terrible blunder, just to let you know. He plays F6, preventing the development of his knight and missing an opportunity to develop his bishop. C4 by Fluttering Pineapple, now with a significant margin of lead. And we get another bad move. Knight to E7. White plays castles. F5. The worst move of the game. White is now up 7 on Stockfish because of Knight G5, Knight F7, and this is a fried liver. Winning a rook and destroying his chances of winning a game. But White does not find it. Instead, White plays E takes F5. And then black responds with Bishop takes F5. Finally getting himself back into the game somewhat. White now plays Bishop E3, developing his black square bishop. Now White's pieces are completely developed, and black still has yet to move his black square bishop, castle, or do anything remotely close to an attack. Now black thinks about finally moving his black square bishop by playing pawn to G6. We get bishop to G5, attacking the queen, pinning the knight to the queen, H6. Kicking the bishop away, and the bishop trades itself for the knight. The advantage is almost completely gone. It's still +1 for white, simply because of the fact that black's bishop is out and it can move freely on this diagonal. Fluttering Pineapple 713 plays H4, a nice kingside attack that he has to make sure he does not open up his king too much, or else white could bash in with his bishops and queen. So black now plays G5, and we get H takes G5, bishop takes G5, Knight D5, and now GM Quackers makes a catastrophic blunder. Queen D7, because after Knight takes G5, pawn takes G5, and Knight can go to F6 and fork the king and queen. So now GM Quackers is in a little bit of a pickle here. He moves his king to D8, and obviously Fluttering Pineapple takes the queen on D7, and we get takes. So now Fluttering Pineapple is up 6 in material, as well as being up 10 in Stockfish. Now we get G4 from Fluttering Pineapple, kicking away the bishop, and we get bishop G6. So, A4, Rook H7, Queen D5, potentially creating a bash-in with the queen, maybe a bishop attack somehow. Maybe he's going to line up the battery. A lot of ideas here. What does GM Quackers do to defend? He plays Rook H7, trying to counterattack. But at this point, it's probably too late, because Queen E6 check, King C7, Queen takes G6, blundering a full bishop, guys. Rook H1 check, trying to create some counterplay, but it's not going to be enough. He plays King G2, only move, preventing white from executing the plan. Now King F3, rook f8, just constantly checking the king, preventing him from moving his queen anywhere. Now white's king is in the open, but white still has a 9-point material advantage. So king e2, knight d4 check, king d3, rook f3 check, king e4, rook f4 check, king d5. Now, GM Quackers only has 32 seconds on the clock, and he plays a catastrophic blunder. Can you guess what it is? Knight c2, giving up a full knight for nothing in return, takes on c2, and rook to d4 check. Okay, now white plays king e6, rook h6 check, keep on checking, and we get king f5, rook f4 check, king takes the free pawn on g5, by the way. That's a free pawn. And now white is forced to move his rook h8, but this is not a check. So white now has a forced mate in 9 with, I believe, rook c1, and then he plays king b8, a5 check, king c7, bishop to e6 check, and now king b8, queen c8 check, sacrificing the queen into a beautiful mate. But this is not what happens, of course. Black does play king b6, but white plays a5 check, king a6, bishop c4 check, and b5, allowing white to en passant into a double check. Now king b7, pawn takes a7, and now the game is pretty much over. Black has 20 seconds on the clock. White has 55 seconds on the clock. He plays rook g8, blundering the rook. Fluttering Pineapple is on point today. He is sharp. He actually takes the rook on g8, even though the game is already over. And then king b6, promotion, king b5, and queen b8. Beautiful checkmate.